Hi, this is Stephanie Miller from The Stephanie Miller Show. Please enjoy this exclusive clip from my show on Political Voices Network. Could you take your organ out for me?
Take it out. Slap it on the table.
Thank you. Jody, how do you comfort John Fugelsang on the
don't.
No, come at me, bro, please. I'm bored. On vacation all week. I'm
So
bored.
Joel said, a guest was tweeting to Kamala Harris, you slept with your boss to bypass women who are more qualified than you. No little girl should look to you as an example. And you said, damn, Joel, we already knew you were a revoltingly false Christian, but first in her class at Howard, graduated law school, district attorney, California attorney general, U.S. senator, U.S. vice president, presidential nominee, and you traded your morality and manhood for a millionaire at birth, reality TV, con man, thief, and rapist who can't properly name the three branches of the U.S. government. Tell us more about being qualified, you sad little misogynist. Thank God you never read the New Testament. You'd hate the main character. That's how you don't comfort John Fugelsang.
That's the Babylon Bee guy, by the way. That guy edits the Babylon Bee. Have you ever seen that site?
Oh, yeah.
There is Hiroshima footage that is funnier than the Babylon Bee. There's Fukushima meltdown footage that is funnier than the Babylon Bee.
Oh, dear. So
There are accounts of the Bataan Death March from survivors that's funnier than the Babylon Bee. Sorry, Steffi. Go on.
That's all right. Bob Schooley said at Arlington, Trump managed to combine his two favorite things, disrespecting the troops and assaulting women. I just,
Boom.
John, you know, because we've talked that I just buried my mom there with my dad at Arlington. And every level of this, do they not think women here... Because it's just, they took a despicable thing and then made it even worse and more misogynist. The Arlington worker's a woman. The Secretary of the Army is a woman. And they just, first of all, them calling me crazy, I think we'll give them that.
Yeah.
But they call
Calling you
every
crazy?
woman crazy that is strong or powerful they don't agree with. And women are
Yes.
tired of it, John. I can feel it.
They're weak, mediocre men. And they feel this country that they were led to believe they owned slipping away from them. So they're flipping out. But you know something? There's a word for exploiting people who were killed in conflict for crass personal gain. You know what the word is? It's an Arabic term. Benghazi. Benghazi means to take people who were tragically shot down and slaughtered by hostile forces and never learn their names, not care about them, but use their fallen bodies to help you in the most cynical and crass of ways. This is Benghazi all over again. They used Benghazi to try to take down Susan Rice. Didn't work. So then they blamed Obama for it. Didn't work. So 4 years later, they blamed Hillary Clinton for it. They blamed everyone but the actual terrorists. And then the day Donald Trump was sworn in, January 20th, 2017, they never mentioned Benghazi again because they didn't care. And this was Benghazi all over again. They went to Arlington to a bunch of troops they don't care about. They needed to use the tombstones to make a horrible rapist look like he cared. A 5-time draft dodger who was very happy to lie about an injury he didn't have and send 5 poor guys to fight in Vietnam in his place while never having the decency to oppose the war. Donald Trump, who bombed Yemen, who bombed Syria, who bombed Afghanistan with the mother of all bombs. This coward shows up, has a fake event, and then doesn't invite Kamala Harris, then attacks her. He used dead soldiers to attack a woman and to lie. You're not allowed to let your right-wing relatives claim this guy cares about vets ever again.
I love the good God above said, so the campaign that accused Tim Walz of stolen valor just got in a fight with the staff at Arlington National Cemetery for disrespecting the fallen. I'm sure the media is incensed. I can understand why, she doesn't care about, we don't care about the mainstream media anymore. That interview last night, every question is phrased like a gotcha question. And
People
meanwhile,
Magazine. It's all People Magazine at this point. Can I just say I'm old enough to remember when mainstream media used to do this thing where they would talk about the age and mental acuity of presidential candidates. You guys remember back in the day when the media would talk about the mental acuity of guys who were too old to run for president, like constantly?
That was the other thing. She asked her, she said, you were a big defender of President Biden after the debate. Do you regret what you said to the American people? She's like, no. What is that supposed to mean? She's hiding his being,
Joe Biden drooling and on fire during surgery, having a seizure is a better president than Donald Trump. Yeah. And by the way, I would have some questions for Dana Bash, because she and Jake Tapper did the worst performance at that debate. The
Fact check
worst.
nothing.
You got a 34-time felon and rapist who lies over 100 times in 40 minutes, and you allow those lies to go out on your airwaves? If someone came into my house and lied to my family over 100 times, at some point, I might put my professionalism aside and just say, that's not true.
Yeah.
Dana Bash wasn't able to do that.
Yeah.
So she's lucky that Kamala Harris has better manners than me.
Yeah. I mean, the implication was that she was hiding that Biden is senile, which he's not. I mean, look at Hillary Clinton just gave the speech of her life. Every National Enquirer cover for how long said she's dying. And she has X, Y, and Z.
Exactly. Look, Biden's 82 with a stutter. Go on YouTube and watch him do the NATO summit press conference and ask yourself if Donald Trump could do 5 minutes of it. 82 with a stutter. I keep saying, I fell asleep halfway through Dune. I couldn't do it. This old man could do it. This old man could have beaten Trump if he'd run again, too, by the way, because people actually care about things like Roe v. Wade more than personality types.
Yeah. Chris, what do I say about polls?
They're always BS until you find one that you like.
Yeah, so John, listen to these.
Please.
Two new polls show Kamala Harris has surged after the DNC. Reuters Ipsos, 45-41. Harris over Trump. Same poll in July. It was like a 2-point spread. USA Today Suffolk poll has a 5-point spread. Harris 48, Trump 43. Harris has her biggest lead over Trump since she entered the presidential race in July, according to the survey. I mean, every barometer you look at, John, Democrats' enthusiasm reaching levels last seen at Obama peak in 2008, well exceeding Republican enthusiasm per Gallup.
No.
I mean, I know we got to keep our pedal to the metal, but I'm just saying, you can feel
Not enough. Sorry, you're leaving out the RFK Jr. bounce that Donald Trump's going to see at the debate.
Oh, yeah.
And by the way, now that they're all calling people communist, isn't it great? They're really going for that over 65 Cold War nostalgia voting demographic. They're going to lock that up. I want to congratulate Nicole Shanahan, RFK's VP. Now that you're calling people communist, congratulations on having Robert Kennedy Jr. redistribute $20 million of your wealth. RFK is a hero to everyone who devotes themselves to fighting climate change before deciding it's all a hoax and the polluters need a tax cut. I mean,
want another polling fun fact from Fox News. Ruben Gallego, 56%, Carrie Lake, 41%.
Nice.
Somebody said cyber ninjas better stand back and stand by. Uh-oh. But, fingers crossed. But I think this time I have Nevada, Jackie Rosen, 55%, Sam Brown, 41%, North Carolina, Josh Stein, 54%, Mark Robinson, 43%. I think we just have to keep our 2016 PTSD in place and just pedal to the metal.
Everybody make your voting plan. Make sure you really are registered in your state. And everybody has to go through your Rolodex, if you still have a Rolodex, and call everyone you know or write everyone you know in a swing state.
Yep.
Everyone you know in those 7 states, and make sure they've got their plan to vote too. Because these Democrats, let me tell you, they're not trying to get people to get off the fence anymore. They're trying to get people to get off the couch. Mm-hmm. They're not doing the old game of fighting for those 17 Caucasians in swing states who haven't made up their mind yet. Democrats are going for the people they know are going to vote for the ticket just to make sure they get the turnout high. Yep. We got to Stacey Abrams this thing hardcore and get people who are already registered to show up. We're not going to change anybody's mind at this point, and I'm thrilled to see these Democrats aren't trying to do that anymore.
And the Sexy Liberal Show may be preaching to the choir, as Tim Wall says, but it's time for the choir to sing. So let's go. Portland, you're up next. Durham, North Carolina, Phoenix, Kansas City, LA. Let's go. Let's do this. Okay, sexyliberal.com. And also
then DC.
Yes, in January.
Oh, yeah.
Hey all, Glenn Kirshner here. I hope you'll join me on my new audio podcast, Justice Matters. I'll be using my 30 years as a federal prosecutor and Army JAG to unpack, break down, and explain the legal issues of the day, particularly where the legal intersects with the political. Please look for Justice Matters with Glenn Kirshner wherever you generally get your podcasts.